Well, hello there and welcome to issue number 106, and this issue is all about the Pisces and Dog. As you can see on the caption prior to the video, those are all the dates you have to be in this Western and Eastern astrological combination. If there's any queries, any questions, just drop me a line on here or inbox me, anything. All feedback is very welcome, and let's get started. Well, what do you get when you fuse the Piscean of the Western astrology and the Chinese dog? Well, you've got the dreamy, gentle, perceptive, and a load of wisdom in the Piscean. You tend to just flow and flux, and really capable of just many different sort of aspects of life. They can sort of mix with the best and also mix with the worst because of their mutable nature. They can switch and change, and they mix gladly in royalty, shall we say, and gladly in the slums. They just have that knack, the wisdom and a knowledge to be able to adapt to any situation. Now we throw the Chinese dog into the mix, and how does that affect the Piscean? Well, the dog, as we know, can be a little bit pessimistic but ever watchful, the most caring of all of the Chinese zodiac, a little bit of a cool lover, but such a caring and thoughtful person that they really make their loved ones feel special. So when you fuse the two together, what really happens? Well, what tends to happen is you have a Piscean that doesn't have a great opinion of themselves, and this is really sad because everybody else has a great opinion of them, but they just don't seem to have it about themselves. They can have everybody as a mate, they're not disliked at all, but they just feel as though they're not going to achieve. They're a non-achiever. They can be quite apathetic, even if they come from quite privileged backgrounds. They would, to be honest with you, prefer to mix with a lot more down-to-earth people. They don't feel so comfortable in those surroundings because they feel as though they're going to disappoint. So they do tend to mix with not the bad kind of people, but much more down-to-earth, a lower class of person, shall we say, in that sense, where they're not so privileged, and they're very understanding of this. They prefer to be around these people, so there's not any expectations on them. They're quite fearful of expectation, and quite a few of them coming from quite privileged starts know what's going to come because of their wisdom, and they're not really interested in taking on the family business or having X amount of pressure put on them. They're much happier fleeing the nest as soon as they can, 16, 17, maybe 18, and really sort of like mixing around with people that's a lot more down to earth, and also maybe not with the expectations on them that maybe they could have if they stayed in their, rightful birth environment. So if we've got this character, yes, their opinion of themselves isn't as great as it should be, but they will do anything for anyone. They're so caring, they're so gentle. They can get advantage taken of them a little because of this caring, gentle nature. They would give you the shirt off their back, and they genuinely know how to share. They genuinely know how to give. And I'll say that, and you think a lot of the signs do, but not. They don't think about this. They would just naturally do it. And there's such a grounded, down-to-earth, loads of empathy here. And as I say, it's just so caring. But sometimes they can be a bit, as I say, lackadaisical, not wanting to confront challenge sometimes, not wanting to confront any expectation on them, trying to avoid that at all costs. Yes, they will care and they will cater for their friends. They would go so many extra yards for their loved one. But, you know, as long as it's within reason, in the sense of, right now you've got to do this. They don't want it push the pressure on them. If you put the pressure on the Pisces dog, they will end up becoming quite emotional, and they will shut down. They probably will just go into a shell. Just let them be as they are, in that sense, where just try and comfort them. Try and put the confidence back into them, in the sense of, you know, I've got a great opinion of you. They need people to tell them this quite often, because, as I say, they can get quite pessimistic and they can become lazy because of this pessimism. Can lead to depression. It can lead to just a bit of isolation, in that sense, in the mind, where the get up and go is sort of gone, and they just need to be really fused with, hey, you're a great friend, and they genuinely are, or you're a great son, or you're a great daughter. You know, they need loads of that, cousins. They need everyone really sort of getting around them. And if they have fled the nest, you need to go after them, reassure them that, you know, the pressures aren't there. Let them take their own time. Let them unfold in their own way, and keep them away from, you know, situations that are high charged, in the sense of putting loads of stuff on their laps, because, you know, it's just going to have a counter effect on them. They're not going to be able to blossom into what they should be, which is a very creative, artistic combination. And when they've got that freedom, when they've getting that confidence built up, when they've got people continually, you know, giving back what they give out, then you will see that pessimism start to fade. It starts to fade, hopefully, by the 20s, and they become a stronger character in, you know, later 20s, where they say, no, you know, they're getting a bit of self-worth, because they're capable of so much. There's so much knowledge and wisdom there that, you know, don't let it go to waste. There's so much caring nature there. You could get them in any of the caring fields that they're, any of the professions. They'd be fantastic in that. They really are concerned with the good of man, or the good of, you know, the well-being of people, as opposed to money. Yes, if money comes along, yeah, they're happy, but they're very generous. They give it away. As I say, they will give you the shirt off their back, and they tend to mix with people who are a little less fortunate than them, and they'll end up giving their stuff away. But they seek sort of a kindred soul connection over any financial partnerships, or any great business scheme. You know, they want kindred spirit in the soul. You know, they're so deep in that sense that they're very spiritual even. So, you know, they need a lot of cajoling, a lot of building up, a lot of appreciation, which they don't always get. You know, these people need to get that appreciation, so they don't become lazy. You know, think, you know, life's just going to pass them by, and just go into their shell and think, oh, doesn't matter, and going on being everybody's dog's body. So, you know, that's my advice, Pisces dog. You know, get involved with the people that are going to give you a bit back as well. You know, you can't just keep giving. Get a bit back off them, in the sense of, you know, yes, it's great to have kindred spirits of the soul, but, you know, try not to get taken advantage of too much, losing too much of yourself, because, you know, you will end up hollowing yourself out and becoming a shell. As for the perfect partners, well, this is a lovely romantic combination in that sense. To say they're looking for kindred spirits. They don't care if their partner has zero, or they live on the streets. If they find that connection, that's good enough for them, you know, and they live on the streets with you. That's what we're talking about here, that dedication. So we have to find the perfect match, and the perfect match for dogs is tigers. Tigers have justice. and they have a real inbred sense of what's fair. So if you are being that caring to another human being and you're that caring to a tiger, the tiger will give you exactly the same back. They will appreciate you. You will feel a kindred spirit. And also with the tiger, you know, they will get you out of your shell a bit by, you will travel a bit more. You will get your confidence built up, because the tiger will be there just cajoling you along. You'll get quite exciting scenarios with the tiger because they're quite unpredictable, but it takes you out your comfort zone, so that's really quite good. That's quite a good thing, and you get to build your confidence, and then that natural wisdom that you've always had comes to the fore. And you've got somebody who cares about you so much as you care about them. Also, we need horses. Horses, yes, they're unpredictable and they're a little bit scatty sometimes, but they're so generous of spirit as well. They make you feel special and they're totally loyal. There's something that you need. Yes, they may fly off the handle very occasionally, but you'll feel loved, and you will get some genuine feedback. You'll get a lot of intellectual stimulus as well. And the horse has a cajoling spirit to make you, you know, a bit more passionate in the lover states. Needs a lot of gentle handling, the dog, to get deep down into that, you know, into that hot-bloodedness, because it's not there naturally. But the horse, dedication and loyal, and they've met head on. So we're looking at the tigers and the horses, and let's stick to the Taurians, the Cancerians, the Virgos, and the Scorpios, and the Capricorns. All very, very excellent matches there. The reason I've chucked in the Virgo here, I know it's the opposite to you, Pisces, but when we're in the tiger and we're in the horse, it can even be overcome, so you've still got quite a strong match there. So give them a try as well. The ones we have to avoid, always for the dog, is someone who makes them on edge, because there are the expectations, and that's the dragon, because the dragon doesn't like to rest. It likes to conquer. It likes to encompass everything around it, and the more the dragon's bold and quite brash, the more the dog will go in their shell and feel very, very unnerved, and it's not a good match. So please avoid that at all costs. Thank you for joining me on this episode, and please join me on the next one. Thank you.